Welcome to Diversity Matters. This program is designed to highlight the diversity-related activities throughout New Hanover County schools and the greater Wilmington region. I'm Valita Quattlebaum, Chief Communications Officer for New Hanover County Schools. This month, we're highlighting the importance of alumni associations in supporting our schools, specifically the alumni associations for DC Virgo and Williston Middle Schools. Today, we're delighted to welcome Alumni Association members and the current principals at the schools that they serve. This is going to be a very informative edition of Diversity Matters, and I can't wait to hear from our exciting panel of guests. So don't go away. We'll be right back after this short break.
Your School News, covering news that matters for parents, guardians, and greater New Hanover County. Featuring emerging trends in learning.
Organizing a classroom into workstations is fast becoming one of the newest methods in teaching.
Topical education issues from across the county.
You're going to see a priority on a lot of the issues that were a priority for New Hanover County are a priority statewide.
And news on K-12 education issues affecting our community and state.
The thing that I'm trying to stress as I go across the state is we need to give schools flexibility. Flexibility to innovate, like right here in this traditional public school, this magnet school.
Your School News brings viewers more than 8 hours of school news and information so you know what's happening in the district, what students are learning, how the school system operates, and beyond. Your School News only on this channel.
Welcome back to Diversity Matters. This month, we're highlighting the importance of alumni associations in supporting our schools, specifically the alumni associations for DC Virgo and Williston Middle School. Today, I'm delighted to welcome Ms. Jackie Robbins, who is the president of DC Virgo Alumni Association, and Ms. Florence Warren, a representative of the Williston Alumni Association. We'll go back in time, we'll share some good memories, and we'll talk all about what it was like at these schools years ago. And we'll also talk about how the Alumni Association support our schools now. So, Mrs. Robbins and Mrs. Warren, thank you so much for being here, being our guests on Diversity Matters. So tell me, when did you attend DC Virgo and Williston, and tell us a little bit what it was like then.
I attended DC Virgo in 1964-65 school year. I was in the 9th grade. It was a new school, and we were excited to have a new school in our junior high in our neighborhood.
So the high schools were junior highs back then?
It was junior high back then, 7th, 8th, and 9th grades.
Okay. All right. Ms. Warren?
And thank you for inviting me. It's a delight to be with you and with Jackie. But I attended Williston Senior High School during my senior high school years, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. Prior to that, we were at Williston, I was at Williston Junior High, and prior to that at Gregory. It was just utopia.
Really?
It was a joy.
Wow. Well, tell me, what do you mean by that? There's so much about the Williston legacy and the myth. Explain, because we have so many new people in our community who are not aware of that.
At Williston Senior High, we felt like we were a school of excellence. We received excellent education. We knew our teachers went to summer school in New York and places like that during the summer to continue their education so that they could really give us top-notch instruction. We felt that way because a lot of our graduates attended and were accepted and attended top-notch schools or colleges. So we, at that time, and we still do, think that Williston provided excellent education, social life, as well as a network of nothing but a family. So we knew and we experienced that it was and is the greatest school under the sun.
Excellent. And your alumni association, how many members do you have in it now?
We have over 200 members because we extend our membership to anyone who attended Williston from 68 on until its inception. Mm-hmm. And whether you graduated or not, you're still a part of Williston. So therefore, when we do our mail-ins and our membership drives, we have over 200 people who will join regardless of where they are. But locally, we have about 20 active people who will come to a meeting, but we have more out in the community that will support our efforts.
I want to give the viewers an opportunity to know what the educational and social and political climate was like back then. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, the educational climate was segregated. We had books that were used that was given to us, and the pages were torn, and we had to share them. We didn't have an adequate supply of books. And the political climate, I was 14 years old, so I wasn't interested in politics. And the social climate was discriminatory and segregated. We had...
Were you aware of that as a student?
Yes, because everywhere we went, our churches, our one public library that we had, and our every area aspect of our lives was all African American.
Okay.
And the discrimination, I think I was 10 years old when they removed the signs that said colored only or white only. I remember that when I used to go downtown. And so you were limited to your neighborhood and
then things assigned to you or to your people.
Yes, things assigned to us.
And Ms. Warren, I will ask you the same question. And also in terms of the fact that students at Williston excelled. So obviously these barriers didn't hold you back.
Exactly.
And why is that?
I think we did not, we were aware of it, but that was not our priority to recognize and deal with the discrimination. We felt and we experienced excellent education, as I mentioned before. And we also noticed our teachers or staff members were very involved in our local churches as well as in the school. So therefore, it was school and church to us, and we loved that. And some of us did not, in fact, I didn't notice that we were totally segregated until perhaps I graduated from high school, and then I went on to UNCW, at that time Wilmington College, and truly I felt it then. But socially, we interacted with each other. Grocery store, parents would see teachers.
So the teachers were a part of the community.
Right, and the neighborhood, direct, you were neighbors with them. And you expected to see them in church, so if you did something in school, definitely mom was going to hear about it before you got home, and you would hear another sermon on Sunday.
Right, so I bet that eliminated a lot of behavior problems.
Right. And our parents were very involved in PTA. Our ministers were involved in the PTA. So that's what I really mean by family connection with the school itself.
And why do you think we've lost some of that?
I think we've lost some of it because of the social network we have with the media and with technology, also with parents not being, with parents being so young and really not knowing how to parent. And no one is pulling them or going to wherever they are to teach them how to be a parent. And so, you know, we lost a lot of that.
Okay. So it sounds like there's just such a rich history that has evolved from Virgo and Williston, and obviously I could talk to you ladies all day, but next we would like to hear how your associations have supported the schools and students in the past and what you're doing currently to help the schools out now. So please stay tuned for Diversity Matters. We'll be right back.
Start your day with New Hanover County Schools, The Morning Show. This Rise and Shine program will put a smile on your face and a spring in your step. Best of all, you'll start the day a little smarter. The Morning Show features an exciting 6-hour mix of exclusive features, cooking, entertainment, news, science, math, and more. New Hanover County Schools, The Morning Show, educating all viewers to achieve today and tomorrow in a global community. Only on this channel.
Welcome back to Diversity Matters. We have Jackie Robbins of the DC Virgo Alumni Association and Florence Warren of the Williston Alumni Association, and we're here discussing ways they support the schools in the past and in the present. And I do want to go back to one thing you said, Ms. Warren, on the break. You said the teachers made you all excited about learning. Can you tell me about that? And you didn't want to leave school. That's just unbelievable.
We really felt and experienced how teachers were called and committed to that particular career. So therefore they really extended their love to us. They nurtured us. I mean, they just showered us with love. And so therefore we were excited about receiving their instruction, and they were excited about giving it to us. And lots of times we wouldn't even leave from school at 3:30. We would hang around, do things with the teachers, and socialize. We just loved school. I mean, Williston really was a place where it was a home for us, truly away from home.
Okay, so let's fast forward 50 years later. You two are actively involved in two of the district's strongest alumni associations. And obviously, it has something to do with what we're talking about.
Yes.
How so, Ms. Robbins?
It has everything to do with it. We received so much, and we want to give back so much, and we want the history not to be lost.
Right.
We want the students to know the history. We want to instill in them pride, school pride, respect. Things that were instilled in us, we want to give it back. We want to be there. We want to be positive role models for the students today.
Are you able to impart that to the students today? Do they receive that message?
We have to believe that they do. We, right now, we make sure we have a presence in the school as often as possible. We have 3 alumni that goes once a week to monitor the halls. We monitor and have EOG testing. And we make it a point to meet with the principal to find out what her needs are for the year and how we can help. And then we take it back to our meetings and we discuss, and we help as often as we can and as much as we can.
What are some of the things you do for the school?
We give school supplies. We supply some clothing if the children need it. We've helped a family in need. We've helped fund the 8th grade prom.
I saw that on social media. That was lovely.
Yeah, it was beautiful. We hold 2 events. We do the open house, back to school open house. We do a cookout. And we had about 200 hot dogs that we gave out. We do hot dogs, snacks, and drinks. We also do a once a year fundraiser, a sock hop, old school sock hop where you dance in your socks in the gym. And with that fundraiser, some of the funds we use to send children to summer camp. We sent 3 in the year 2016 to a youth entrepreneurship camp. We sent 2 at UNCW, 1 to a STEM camp, engineering in motion. This year, 2017, we sent 5. We sent 1 to a basketball camp at Cape Fear Academy, 1 to a scuba diving camp at Cape Fear Community College, and 3 to youth entrepreneurship at UNCW. So,
wow, you're giving them world-class experiences.
That's our desire, to expose them to things that they normally may not be exposed to. We love our students, and we want the best for them. We want to see them succeed.
Yes, we all do. And Ms. Warren, let me ask you, with Williston's rich legacy, Do you feel that the students of Williston today are aware of that legacy? And then my follow-up question is, what are some things you all do there to help support the school?
I feel like some students are aware of the rich heritage of Williston, and some of us got involved in the legacy program that one of Williston Teacher of the Year from year before last initiated. So we're telling the story to as many students as possible.
Through the legacy program?
Through the legacy program.
Can you explain that a little bit?
The legacy program dealt with interviewing interviewing persons who attended Williston, as well as those who knew some things about Williston. In fact, one of the young ladies who extended it into the senior high school interviewed Joe McNeil, and his history about the Greensboro sit-in.
Right.
And so therefore, yes, we get involved in those kinds of things, as well as we sponsored sometimes some things that the band may be doing a trip and they need some assistance, financial assistance. But bear in mind, most of us now are over 65 years of age.
Okay.
So we don't have the energy.
Right.
And we don't have the energy to do the physical things we would like to do. We do have some that will come in and proctor during the EOG, some who will come in and do other various things. And for instance, one person like Lewis Hines contributed some book bags to the school because of another project we were doing. So we do still network, and we still do things of that nature.
Right. That is one question I had about the Williston alumni. As the members age out, how will you sustain that legacy?
We're asking family members of those members to please consider connecting as an extended family member of the Williston alumni.
Okay.
And we really have been begging and begging for that. We've asked the young group, like the class of '68, to come on and take over. That's the young group.
Okay.
And we also have asked those who did not graduate from Williston, like the '67 and the other year, even though they were there for 1 year, come on and be a part of it. Some we do get support from.
Okay, so you have plans to extend it.
Definitely.
Well,
yes.
You all are amazing, both of you, and we appreciate you so much for what you do.
Thank you.
So,
Was that it?
yeah, this is very impressive. I know our viewers are amazed at what you all are doing for our schools, and to hear directly from our alumni associations on the great work they're doing and galvanizing former students to work with our current students. And next, don't go away, because we'll be speaking with the principals at DC Virgo and Williston to hear their take on the support they get from these dynamic organizations. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
I'm Ann David. This month on Upfront with the Superintendent, join us as we talk about district-wide issues, accomplishments, and programs. Also on the show, we'll talk to Dr. Edith Skipper, the principal of the new CTEC High School, a CTE high school that just started this year. So join Dr. Markley and I this month on the award-winning Upfront with the Superintendent, only on this channel.
Joining us now are Ms. Sabrina Hill-Black, the principal of DC Virgo Middle School, and Mr. Ron Valines, the principal of Williston Middle School. And we will be talking about the positive impact the alumni associations are having on their schools and their students. So tell me, what does it mean to have associations like you have?
I know just recently coming to Williston 3 years ago, before I heard anything about Williston, I heard about the Williston alumni
I
and
did
the
too.
impact they made on our school and our community. And the first call I made was actually to Miss Warren to come in so I could learn about the Williston alumni and all the great things they do for Williston Middle School. And it was truly exactly what she said, the outreach and the outpouring of love that the alumni has for the students and the staff of Williston Middle School.
And Sabrina, how do you help the students understand how important their history is and what it means to their behavior and their outlook today?
Well, one, by constantly and always inviting the alumni members to be a part of the school day. There are alumni members who are at the building, I walk the halls, I meet with them. They have ideas that they run by me, and always they look out for students and families first. And as students meet alumni members in the hall, it's interesting to hear the member talk to the children about their history in the school and when they were walking the same halls of the
And
building.
does it have an impact? Does it resonate with the kids?
I think it does. I think it does, because now some of the alumni members have adopted grand students in the building. So they have students they check in on a weekly basis. Some they just come by and say, hey, how's so-and-so doing? And they also connect with families. And the more they connect with students, they connect with families. And hopefully that is impacting what's happening with us being a community school.
And I know Ms. Hill Black would agree with me. Just the creation of that pride of the school and the community that we live in, to have, you know, alumni come back and share that pride and that energy and the experiences they had at Williston, just to connect our kids to saying, there's a lot of possibilities out here, and it's starting here at Williston and all the great things that you can achieve.
So, Ron, what are some challenges that you face with your students, and how does or can the Alumni Association help you with that?
It's just the challenge is that don't allow your current situation to define you. You are still growing as a youth, and you still have your adulthood available for you. So use those things that are being instilled upon you academically in the school and all the different content areas. But not only take the academics, but take all the societal pieces that you are learning just to make you a well-rounded person for our community.
Right. And are the kids doing that? Like, what kind of extras do you have that they need to take advantage of?
I think one thing that really started working with us last year was the commitment to the Legacy Project, bringing in different speakers, bringing in the alumni to work with our students, and you know, offer some tutoring, offer that sense of that mentorship, that piece of advice, because you know, as a youth and being an older gentleman like me, that advice is still something that carries you along.
Right. Now let me ask you this, because I work with both of you closely, and I'm in your schools, and so one thing I see is our students, they get involved in fights sometimes, and they want to fight after school. Sabrina, what can we do with that? Well, how are you approaching that, and how can our alumni help us with that issue?
Well, one, having students to realize that they have opportunities to speak to each other about what conflicts they're having. So mediation, mediations at the school level, mediation with parents. I mean, you might find me in my car along the side of the road as students are walking home, just talking to kids as they go home. But having opportunities for parents to also come in and speak with the principal, speak with the guidance counselor, speak with other support services the school offers, so that parents know and understand that you have a voice, and you also have listening ears at the school who will offer opportunities for advice for you.
Talk to me a little bit more about your parents. I know many of our parents today are very young, and are they aware of the resources that are available? For instance, that you do have this, you have one of the most amazing alumni associations that we have in the whole district, both of you. So are they aware that these people are there who can counsel them, give them wisdom, tell them parenting skills?
I think sometimes they are and sometimes they aren't. We send home information. We have a website. We use social media, Facebook, and we have a Twitter feed. And we also have opportunities for parents to come use our parent room that's been established in the school when it was reopened. It's a room for them. And in the connection with the Blue Ribbon Commission, there's also a community outreach advocate who's sometimes sitting in that room just to be an extra person to help assist with school needs, social needs, and if they need something outside of school and social for personal needs.
Are there any barriers that we can help you with, or the audience listening might be able to help you with?
Just know that the school is an open door. You know, we're always inviting. And if they are comfortable speaking directly to me, that's okay. Oftentimes that happens. I want to speak to the principal. And if they're okay speaking with the principal, my door is always open. I want parents to know that our school is a community school. It is for them. If they have needs, if they have opportunities, just to speak, to tell me what their visions are for their children at the school, come. Just come.
Right.
And
So
Ron?
I think I agree with what Ms. Hill Black is saying. Just, you know, that barrier, come inside the school, see how invited it is. See how wonderful an environment that's being created. And you will understand one thing that we say at Williston Middle School every morning that our students share and take home and share with their parents, that we are still the greatest school under the sun.
Right, it's not just in the past, right?
We are still the greatest school under the sun. That's because of what the alumni has, the foundation they made, and we're trying to take further into future generations.
I think that was so wise of you as a relatively new principal to tap into that.
I think one thing parents will say about Virgo staff, if they need us to come to them, we will come to them.
Really?
Yes.
What do you mean? You would make house visits?
We make home visits if we need to make a home visit. And if that's allowing them to be a little more comfortable with us as people first, let us know.
How about partnerships? My office facilitates partnerships. Do you have enough partnerships?
We have tons of partnerships. As a matter of fact, I had a phone call yesterday with someone asking could they be a partner. Partnerships look different
in different ways.
Right. You know, sometimes we have partners who are physically at the school every day. Sometimes it's just a matter of making a phone call. Can I do this for you? Or the opposite, can you do this for us?
Right.
We have partners who are mentors that help with small groups. And oftentimes it doesn't mean that you have to physically be in the building, but supporting parents and supporting families as much as you can is so
Definitely
important.
That parent support, so you're still open.
And that partnership that we share with both our girls and our boys that we had established, and we just look further to going forward with it.
Okay. So I'd like to thank all of my guests for joining us here today on this very informative edition of Diversity Matters. New Hanover County Schools values our partnerships and our community groups such as the Virgo and Williston Alumni Associations, and we look forward to exploring ways we can continue and strengthen these partnerships for students in our school district. And viewers, thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Diversity Matters. Feel free to call the New Hanover County Schools Public Relations Division at 254-4245 if you have any questions or you have a story idea for a future edition of Diversity Matters. And I'll see you again next month right here with an all-new edition of Diversity Matters.